All right. All right, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. I have lost count of which episode this is, but it doesn't really matter to me anymore. First off, let's wait to get some people in. I know how Facebook, I know for a fact, likes to take their time to send out those notifications. YouTube, most likely the same. Twitter. But anyway, we are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you know of any other platforms that you would recommend for me to stream live at, please let me know. I am working on Twitch. I know people are going to bring that up. So yeah, let's get some people in here. Jump in the chat room, leave comments. Like I said, I will make your comments public as long as I like them. If you look below, you will definitely see the options to donate. If you like the content, whether it be this podcast, my music, or both, you can donate, and it will go into an investment fund. So your donation goes to, well, invest in the quality, any kind of upgrades I want to do to make the content better. So I also give you a shout out if you guys donate. I appreciate it. So we're going to get to my guest. First of all, shout out to DJ Corrosion and Penny. They're always the first ones in the chat. If you guys hate the algorithms as much as I do, please hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, it can be any. It can be any. It can be the like, the love, the sad face, the wow, even the angry. In fact, I highly recommend the angry. All right, so my guest is in here. So as you guys know, I normally have a guest. This podcast is dedicated to all up and coming artists who are just starting out, or maybe they've been doing this for a little bit. Maybe you've hit a wall. You know, you got the music part going. You might even got a few shows, but you might have put out some tracks about what you can do to get to the next step. And that is what this podcast is directly for. So I like to give any information or any game that I might have, but I like to interview people who I know personally or who I follow and am a fan of to give you guys any type of information that might help your music career. So today I'm going to bring my guest on. He goes by the name of ATM.
What's up, Hat Neff?
What up, bro?
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. All right, so let me go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
What's up, man? I'm ATM, 93 and Alive, promotion, booking, talent scout, whatever, artist, do a lot of things. Everyone knows how many hats you got to wear out here in this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely talk about that.
Yes,
and you're in Lawrence, Kansas, right?
Yeah, I'm out of Lawrence, Kansas, but I don't really rep anywhere. I love the city. I love my town, like Lawrence, Kansas. You know, I love throwing shows here, but I love Kansas City. I love Topeka. And I also, just love the Midwest and all that. So
excellent, man. You know all about my first experience in Lawrence, Kansas, right? It was on the infamous Monster Store, which you had a big hand in, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But no, I think we got a show there at the what was it called?
Hub.
Yeah, and just randomly because we had 4 days off, and we had that show in Ottawa, Kansas, and it was just unfortunate that we had so many days off. And I mean, I guess if you could be stuck anywhere for 4 days off on a tour, it might as well be a college town.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
yeah, that was
your time for the downtime. Did you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, man. I said, like, I know we kind of went crazy a few times because we're just itching to do a show again, even if we didn't make any money. Just because just lounging around in a hotel, which almost started to feel like home after a while. And then just roaming around the same areas, but but yeah, I got a little taste of Lawrence, and I definitely looking forward. You're actually bringing me back there in June. Actually, I haven't announced that yet. Well, we won't talk about the details, but big shout out to you for that. And so you're an artist and a promoter, and you're also a booking agent.
Yes, sir.
And you're actually my booking agent
Yes,
for those
sir.
who don't know. So
Hey.
so for hey, shout out to Mike Hall. Says
What's up, Mike?
Kansas, that's what's up. Missouri here. He's actually Mike Hall. I remember him from Tulsa, and then moved out to Missouri. All
Hey,
right.
shout out to Missouri. Let's go. Tulsa,
Yeah.
KC.
So yeah, man. So just give the big secret, which I think I've given you a shout out before, so this might not be a big secret. But since last year, you've been the guy behind the scenes that's helped me set up a lot of tour dates, and whenever I just want to go out of state for a show, you're the guy I hit up. And I've just been well, for me it's like I always hate having to try and find new contacts, send out emails, send out messages that hardly ever get returned, try to find out who's the person I need to talk to, and then was like, and you seem to have a pretty good business relationship with a lot of venues. So it's, and then a lot of locals. That was the one thing that blew me away is that because whenever you book a show on tour and you're playing cities that you're not well known, or just in general, you need local support. So you need local openers, and you're really good at grabbing good ones and then get them all in a Facebook group message, and then get everyone kind of hyped up for the show. And I feel like every time we did that, we had like the best turnouts, and we had like overall like good shows. And
that's like what 93 and Alive is about. Like, even if you're not to the point where you could be a headliner, or you don't think you're to that point but you want to do something more with your music, I can get the local support where, it's just, you're going to another city and they're kind of hosting you for the night, and it's all love, they treat you like one of theirs, and
yeah, totally.
Bring out, and you guys get a little money in your pocket to go to the next city, and you're getting paid for your music, and that's kind of what everyone wants, to play out of state. So people want to make a little bit of scratch off their money, or sell some merch, But it's all about getting in front of new faces, I think. And I mean, that's why I got into this. I mean, I'm not really about the money, but once you get to the point where you can realize that you can make it to a business and people will pay you for your services. Because when I first got into it, I'm still not charging slots, and like we're going to talk about, and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of formulas, and I'm not hating on whoever's and however they're doing it. I'm just glad to see a lot of grinds and hustles and a lot of people. I try to work with everyone until they show any ill will or negative energy towards me, and then I just don't need that.
Yeah. Well, one thing I try to do on this podcast is when I interview different artists or music moguls, people in the music business, there's so many different ways to do it. Like, it's kind of like there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. So I try to interview. So I've interviewed different people who do things differently, and they just talk about what works for them. And so the new up and coming artist who's possibly listening to this, hoping to get some information, some ideas, some education, he'll hear different ways of booking a tour to make it successful, different ways on how to market a single or an album, and different ways to make some money on Spotify, to get on playlists and stuff like that. So I try to let different people who have different, grinds, kind of tell their story. And then when they hear it, they go like, okay, it's kind of like when you raise a child to different religions, and you're like, all right, you just choose which religion you want to do, which one makes the most sense to you. Kind of the same concept. That's how I was raised. So I was introduced to everything except Islam. As I learned that by reading later. Anyway, so went off topic there for a second. So So let's talk about before we really get into all the like the nitty gritty and all that kind of stuff. I want to get more of like a personal story on you, which is what I normally do.
Cool.
So if you want to tell the people like how you got into music.
Well, honestly, it's kind of crazy that this all accrues to this right now, but like when I was 19 and 18, my brother had kind of a horrorcore group named the Kansas Prairie Killers, and
Oh, nice.
he was signed to well, we've been writing since 15, freestyling, doing a lot of stuff together, but I would go to school and they got like my brother was older, got out of school, my friend went to alternative school, honestly, and they freaking had time to write, and they kind of had their group. We had a 3-piece, and then they would always write songs when I wasn't present, and it just became, an ATM thing because they kind of had more time and I wasn't in the vibe of writing. But anyways, when I got into it, I met Tripsy and we met all that Freddie Grimes and all those guys.
That's
And
actually how we met.
yeah, that's
Not to interrupt you. I was not to interrupt you, but I was going to bring that up somewhere in this interview.
Crazy motherfucker.
Well, let me tell the story real quick. We'll get back. Just while it's on my mind. So Tripsy, who I've known for 10 years, for a long time. So anyone from the Tulsa music scene, they know they know Tripsy. Sure. So he had texted me and around the time he did, I was kind of taking a break from doing shows in Tulsa at the time. It's kind of like most music scenes. It goes through kind of a rough patch. It goes to up, it goes to down, and it was kind of it felt like it was on a downward spiral. And I was probably in a frustrating mode. So he said, "Hey, my friend Aaron he's from Lawrence, Kansas," or I think he probably said Topeka. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So he said, "Hey, they're trying to get a show in Tulsa," and I'm just like, "Bro, tell them don't even fucking bother right now. Like, show turnouts are kind of low. It's, I said, I think it was that, and I just think it was going through an oversaturation phase. And I don't know. To me, I was doing stuff out of state. I was trying to put this tour together, and then now what's ironic was Tulsa scene started to kind of build up a little bit after we made this connection. That's the ironic part. So it's just one of those things, man. You go through your frustrating periods. I also was probably in a shitty mood that night, so that was probably part of it. So, I told him, I was like, "Man, tell him not to bother right now." And then he's like, "Man, it's a friend from back in the day. We should really just hit him up." It's like, all right. And so I hit you up, and then I saw your Facebook, and then it said Lawrence, Kansas, and I was like, "Bro, we need a show in that area." And it wasn't so much Lawrence; it was just in that general area of Kansas. And so I was like, all right, because I'm big on, help, support two people, supporting back and forth, scratch my back, that kind of thing, scratch my back and scratch yours kind of thing. So I was like, all right, maybe I can gig swap with the guy. And then finding out that you actually, book like tours and stuff like that. So we ended up talking, and then I was like, all right, this guy's kind of cool. All right. Okay, so my asshole mode just went down just a tad bit more, and then I was a little bit more in nice guy mode.
We all know the song, so.
Oh yeah. I'm actually drinking beer right now.
Hey man, fuck you.
So
drinking water.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, he needs a show in Tulsa. I need a show in your area. And then what you guys were really looking for was very, 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 very simple.
Right.
I can't remember. I think I got you guys with Badass Renee's. Was that it?
Yeah, that's where we went.
Okay, because I just said I think when you guys were on tour around time I was.
Yeah.
So I think it was like, hey, talk to, and Renee's was kind of like, I always tell people if you're looking for a tour date in Tulsa, I actually think Renee's is a cool spot because they provide a door guy if you need it. You get to keep the door.
Yeah.
And then you get 10% of the bars. It's like you're getting two like sources of income.
It's a really good deal. It's kind of
tip jar. That's cool. That's I tell bands to think about that because that's like
location and foot traffic, huh?
Yeah. It's probably not everybody's favorite location in Tulsa, but it's Midtown for the most part. It's not bad.
I like the stage too, and the sound guy.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah, they've upgraded the stage and everything. They totally, yeah, they did a whole remodel. It's nice.
Corrosion. I want to work, brother.
Sup, ATM, two great rappers. Damn, we got a treat. All right.
We
And
can
then
like
pinning,
that comment. Pin that.
damn, haven't seen or talked to Trip in a long time. I talked to him just the other day. He got purged on his Facebook page like I did and had to start over. Mike Hall, Renee's. Last time I did a show with Mike Hall.
But yeah, basically, we met Trip back then, and then freaking got into all life and working a lot of jobs and health and kids and relationships, and then kind of I always wanted to rap, and that's kind of been my, I wouldn't say what I'm putting all my eggs in that basket, but I've always kind of been into the hip hop scene, and I've been freestyling, writing songs, and never gave it up. And then when the pandemic and all that, you sit around and you think about life and you think about world, ending and dreams and all that stuff. It's like, man, it's time to put the pedal to the metal and let's chase the dream, because I'm approaching 30. It's almost been 10 years since I met Trip and we did all those shows and stuff. So here I am, a grown man now and not a young kid, and I've been in the business side. I've been in management since I was 19 as well, just in the real world. So got kind of that side down too, and I think it carries over.
Okay. So you got like some like management and a business like background.
Yeah. So since I was 19, I got my first like management job. So
excellent. That's another recommendation for any artists who want to learn the business side. Definitely study business and management, like in general. Yeah, that's dope, because like I think I said it on the podcast. There was an artist I used to work with, and his best friend went to college for he learned like marketing and then just business management. And then he was basically not posing, but he was his manager. But what I told him, and then remember him asking me just in private, he's just like, is that okay? Like, do you think it's a good look for me? And I said, bro, this is a great look for you. You know how many fucking rappers out there and bands, like, okay, rappers always have their best friend who either doesn't rap or tries to rap to be their manager and knows nothing about the business.
Yeah.
Bands, their drummer's girlfriend's always the manager.
Yeah.
I've always noticed that when my many years of being a promoter and then booking with bands, and I noticed the big difference between rock, when I would deal, a lot of it was the rock bands. Yeah, the drummer. It was always the drummer's girlfriend was the manager, and it was just they just picked. I guess they picked whoever's girlfriend had the biggest backbone, because the girlfriend would always talk like very, very fierce, very just like how much are they gonna get paid, that kind of thing, So,
right.
So that's I guess you could call it a stereotype I've always noticed over the years. But no, I told him, man, if your friend is really educated, he's in college, he's learning, he's trying to get a degree in marketing stuff. No, that's the best manager you can find, as long as he understands the music business. But if he understands the business industry in general, he's got the right education, and you can learn a lot from that. So yeah. I definitely recommend taking that field. So I think that definitely helps you. I worked for a telemarketing company while I was in high school.
Oof.
And I think it was funny because I would have customers on the phone that would say, "Why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing door-to-door sales?" Like, everyone always told me I had this really prestige sales voice. So
you have a voice made for radio for sure, bro.
Everyone tells me that. Maybe that's why I keep doing this podcast. It's like, well, maybe I should listen to people and just keep going with that. So, no, but I think, and it's funny because I've always been an introvert. So the more I realized networking was important in the music industry, I started to kind of, when I'm in a comfortable setting, when I'm at a show, that introvertness can go away. Like I can become a social butterfly because I'm in a comfortable setting. So that kind of helps a lot. But I definitely have like reverted back to what I learned doing sales through, at a call center, and thinking of because they'd always give you a script, and there's always words they want you to like really vocalize. Like I say, okay, really vocalize this word, and it was the word that they said that would actually, they didn't put it this way, but thinking back, it's like words that they psychologically would reel people in, would get their attention or would make them feel comfortable, make them forget they're being sold to or something like that.
So like a choice of words, basically, or a nice way to put it.
Yeah. But to me, I think the best sales pitch is when you're being very transparent and authentic. And that's why call centers never felt to be. This is why people hate telemarketers and people hate having to deal with the sales associate at a call center whenever you're trying to negotiate your phone bill and all this stuff, is because you're dealing with people with a script. So they're not authentic. They're scripted. It's like, what's the difference between somebody who has a YouTube or TikTok who's telling you what he knows is going on in the world versus a politician or journalist? You're talking about somebody who's literally like authentic about it versus someone who's scripted. And so that's the mindset I've always had, kind of being in the music business and having to do the business side is being authentic with people versus, because I've had people hit me up nonstop, and I'm sure you and everybody listening to has. Okay, shout out to my mom. So, so hey, shout out to the support of family members. Not many musicians have that. So, anyway, man, let's talk about, aside from you doing business and being in that industry, just as different hats in the industry, how did you decide to start, doing promoting, doing booking shows, and then, being a booking agent?
So honestly, it all started with me and my friend. We were just, well, it was mostly me, but I was just thinking like, I don't want to do the pay to play, and I'm not going to wait around for people to book me. So I'm going to throw my own shows. And it started as that. And then, I guess all kind of just went into like, just kind of rolled downhill, and it all just started like the networking and meeting people and wanting to do more stuff. And, hey, met this guy. Hey, want to go to this location. This person wants to go here. Hey, this person has a venue here. And then it was just like, well, that's what I've been waiting for, so let's roll with it. And then even the infamous Munster tours, I appreciate you guys a lot because that really helped my resume, and it was a lot of fun. And the Astronauts tour, shout out to them. Like a lot of people I'm working with, AJ the Dread, Had Enough. Like I got a birthday in June. I got two. I got a Lawrence edition.
Oh, you too?
City edition. You're playing, remember?
Yeah. June. My birthday's in June as well.
Okay. Yeah, 21st, and that's my birthday, first day of summer.
Mine's the 24th. Cheyenne Davis from Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're birthday twins. We're both born on June 24th. Yeah.
That's dope. Two dope people on the same day. That's cool. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of got me to here, and I just keep doing bigger stuff, working with like Snake Lucci, and just keep the ball rolling and foot to the pedal, and just taking it really serious lately, and trying to do the most I can and stay sane,
Yeah, absolutely, man. So how did you, man? I don't like to ask anybody to give away their secrets. I know I know I do this podcast for tips and suggestions and education.
Yes, sir.
Tell you what, let's do it this way. Let's switch to advice, because that's the main course here, advice and tips. Let's say there's an artist who said, you know what, I want to be able to tour. We're going to talk about building a team as well. We'll get to that in a minute. So he's trying to tour and stuff like that. He wants to take all of it in his own hands. What would you advise somebody who's trying to, get those contacts to book his own tour? Just does it all himself. Be his own booking agent.
Just how to get the contacts, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's it. How would you advise him do that?
So basically, you really got a lot of dig and a lot of monotonous stuff. You got to really go to these Facebook pages and you got to do the email, message, call, and pretty much what a telemarketer does. And if
Mm-hmm.
you ever worked and stuff like that, you send the text, you send the call, send the email, whatever contact you have, and you just keep on persistent, staying persistent. So touching base, I do 3 to 5 days, and people hate me
Mm-hmm.
for it. People love me for it. They see that I'm hungry. Some
Mm-hmm.
people think it's too much, but stay on the venues heads. I mean, just see where you can get in. Keep an eye on. I mean, I hate to talk about stealing venues or stealing dates or anything like that, but keep an eye on other people that are working. I mean, a lot of people just put out the cities they play because they're worried about people stealing the venue and their hard work. Because a lot of us, like
Mm-hmm.
me, Misery, I could think of. We talked about it before. Is we spend weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks trying to find somewhere to let us in the door,
Yeah.
a certain city, and then somebody wants it the same day or something like that. And it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just your hard work. All they just want it right then and there. And but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a lot what I would say. But make sure your friends list on social medias is not just your community, especially where you want to go. You even look at those Facebook groups of the cities. Like if you go to certain cities, you can look that in the members. You can post your stuff in there. Where's the venue to play? You can look for like, hey, who's some artists in your area that are popping. I mean, it's just social media has changed the game. I'm sure, as you know, you've been doing music for so
Mm-hmm.
long that
Yeah.
it has went from not being a big part of music to you have to have social media to be relevant. I mean.
The sad fact, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, yeah, you made some pretty good points in there. About being consistent. You're gonna get ignored. You're gonna get rejected. You're gonna get told no. I absolutely think. I absolutely think that that's important, and I think everyone in general should be involved in sales. I think it's one of the most important. I wish when I was at high school. This is what sucks about when you get older is you look back and you wish you appreciated things a little bit more back then.
yep.
But you can always like take that knowledge and that wisdom you have now and then move forward. But it's always important to have sales skills because they'll get you through in life. And I think in the music business, you will be told no, and you suck millions of times. But
Yes.
but the few times you get told you're amazing, you're dope, keep going, yes, that will mean something.
Yeah, it weighs
And
out way more than those comments for sure.
yeah, and I tell you too, I've learned business by learning the business. Two of my favorite, I don't want to say favorite, two friends of mine that I consider the closest are both entrepreneurs, both business owners, or they know finances, they know business, but they're both expertise at sales. And not to mention like sales helps you in many things. You make real solid good friends. It helps you with social skills. It helps you like be able to detect good people, solid people that should be in your life and you should be involved with. It helps you in dating too for some of you guys who want to know that. Yeah, sales guys kill it in the dating scene, by the way, because they can deal with getting rejected. And they know how to talk their way into things anyway. But no, man, I think a lot of that's important. I know a lot of, and this is why I want a lot of the young up and coming artists to hear this, is because you will get told no, you'll get rejected, you'll get ignored, you'll get left on red, you just all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
I remember when Tulsa's music scene, man, you really, this was before the internet. The venues you wanted to play at was you had a whole press kit, and I mean like a physical press kit. This was before EPK, before the electronic press kit, which you guys should have that too. So, but no, there was a venue called Curly's back in the day, and that was the venue to play at. Don't matter what genre you played in. you wanted to play
Earlies?
there. Yeah. Back in the day, it eventually became the Hive. But a lot of venues in Tulsa were like that, and they just said, "Hey, I want a press kit. I want the name of the artist or band. I want a biography written down. I want a CD. And I need to know that you guys could sell at least this many tickets, or at least you can, and that was just so, hey, if I pay you to do the show, I know that you will bring in the people, and I won't lose money. So, and there were a lot of promoters and venue owners back in the day, and I remember the whole scene would just bitch about it all the fucking time. And then now it's like anybody who's anybody can get in, which that helps for a lot of new people who just want to get heard. But man, there's a part of me that misses the elite, like the whole elite mentality, because you had to be hungry and you literally had to be all about your music, your business, and willing to invest just to get a stage. And I mean, literally you had to have all you had to all have all the checks marked. There was no slackers. There was no like there's no whack. There was, I mean, just thinking back, and back then I thought it was bullshit. I'd look at it now, and I just said it was just the venue didn't want to waste their time, but they wanted to make sure they had quality music on that stage. And they want to make sure that they had no like empty rooms. The bartenders made money. The venue made money. There were people in there. It was a show. So, kind of just thinking back on that, I kind of miss that, because it's kind of the music scene now is kind of, it's all over the place. Like anybody can get on anywhere. And that's cool for new people. But I said, like, we always had open mics, open jams. So, and those are the best places to make contacts. If you don't have that, if you don't have, if you didn't have the press kit that was necessary, you could still go there and make contacts, and then you can get connected with people that can help you set something up like that. But anyway, I kind of went on a rant there, but it was just,
I hear you.
So and then but things like that do get a look, because there's still some music scenes out there, still some cities and some venues that operate that way. So it's a little hard to get in there. But when you do get in there, it feels like, it feels like something. It feels like you accomplished something, It's not, and I think I bring that up. The reason why I mention that is I think for me as an artist, and to me, it's just like, I want to feel I got in somewhere. I feel like I got in somewhere that not many people could get in. When you feel like it's just, man, anyone can do this. Anyone can achieve the same thing. It's not as enjoyable, It's kind of like, hey, you play for the Green Bay Packers, but any team can win. Any team can win the Super Bowl. Like literally, like any team is just like, oh, okay, it's a participation trophy kind of thing. Then you're like, do you enjoy it as much? So I don't know. That's just a thought process I have from time to time.
Well, and I know anytime I go anywhere, it's never like a takeover mentality. It's more or less like, thanks for having me, show me how you guys do things here type of stuff,
Yeah.
And I just hope everyone knows that. Like, it's always love whenever I come out, and it's nice to be there. And
I have the same mentality. Don't get me wrong. Like when I talk about the rant that I just went on, it's no shade on nobody whatsoever. It's no shade whatever. It's kind of just like you personally as an artist who has a little bit of competitive nature, but a respectful competitive nature. I want everybody who's passionate about it, who is, legitimately passionate about it. I want them to get to where they want to go. And I love the camaraderie. I love the unity. But everybody kind of wants to be the first to do something. You know what I mean? And to me, that's kind of where the mind frame's at. So it's kind, it's kind of like you want to take like that next step. So but yeah, it's but no, I definitely appreciate the camaraderie. I definitely appreciate the unity and the music scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
However, to be real, it's not made for everybody, and there's a lot of for me, I had to take a lot of time and go back to the drawing board and realize there were things I had to work on artistically, and had to realize that, hey, just because I want to go on tour doesn't mean it's worth me losing money. It has to be realistic. It has to be more planned out. And there are some tours I did that weren't well planned out, and some money was lost. And and I said, all right, let me be more strategic in the way I do things.
Yeah.
So I think, but I do think that it's important for everyone to be honest with each other. To me, I look back and there were friends that were yes men and didn't tell me where I needed to work on things artistically when they should have, as a friend. And so to me, I don't believe in I don't believe telling somebody, yeah, this is terrible. Don't ever do that. Again, and stuff like that. To me, I always believe in following a negative with a positive.
Yep.
So, so I'm very I like to be honest with artists I work with, especially if I'm collaborating with them or they're in my studio, and say, hey, that verse was good. The chorus fell off a little bit. Let's do that again and stuff like that. I definitely think friends who collaborate should be honest with each other, and don't let someone put music out that you in your mind think, okay, this is not up to par. And that happens a lot. That's how we got mumble rap. I tell people this time and time again. We got mumble rap because people are like, oh no, that's dope. We should put it out. And now, of course, there's a whole another marketing ordeal that happened with mumble rap, but that happened because friends weren't honest and say like, bro, this is fucking terrible. Why are we doing this? And so it's like, and then they allowed it, and then their friends allowed it, and it became a thing, So, not to go on another rant, just kind of making clear, kind of like where my stance is on all that. So, and this kind of goes into building a team. I think a proper team should be honest and constructive criticism. That it might hurt some people, but it shouldn't. Constructive criticism is not the same as hater talk, so to speak. It's you want that honesty, you want that honest feedback. So someone might hear something that you don't hear, and you're like, damn, okay, let me go back and let me work on that some more. So that's kind of where my mind frame is. And when we complain about this new generation being full of bad music, it's because there's not a lot of constructive criticism going on, and I hate to use the word criticism, but it's more like constructive feedback. And then not just music. It could be in business. Someone could literally think they're doing the right thing business wise, but it could be completely fucked up. So it could literally cost somebody money. It could waste people's time who don't have time to waste. So, but I want to touch in on that. I know we have another guest here. I'm understanding.
I wonder who it could be.
Yeah. We're gonna let him here in a little bit. He's giving me shit and grins. All right, let's touch base. Let's touch base on building a team. I think that's something a lot of artists need.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously, it's not just local anymore. Like, had enough down there in Oklahoma, and then got people in Des Moines and Omaha and stuff like that. And we're just trying to go all over, but really building a team locally within the people. I think it really helps to have a lot of the same ambitions and goals. Transparency, at least some things in common, at least at the end of the day, goal. I mean, a lot of team building just in general, but I wouldn't say, and a lot of people, I wouldn't say, like you said, yes, man, but the constructive criticism is big. You don't want people to be associated with, something that you wouldn't want yourself, like, just like names and of song stuff you say, or just like flows, the way you're finishing your stuff. There's just a lot that goes into it. But I would just say when you're building a team, just find a lot of people. They have a lot of someone that you could chill with at the end of the day. I mean, you don't want to be friends with business partners, but you want to be able to have a conversation with them other than just business.
Mhm.
I would say. I think that just goes a long way with people is being able to talk to them and not just straight business. But
Yeah.
That's a little bit on there. But yeah, that's all I got on that right now.
My take on building a team is a lot of hip hop acts who build a team. The mistake, and I've made this before, is their team will be nothing but rappers. It's okay to have a few of them,
Yep,
but you need. Oh yeah, DJ's important. Shout out to Corrosion. Shout out to Phoenix. But you definitely want people who understand PR, people understand management. You want you definitely want a studio engineer, someone who can properly mix and master stuff. You want a producer, beat maker.
Exactly.
Shit, dude, have someone who knows social media, because like we said earlier, you need social media to kind of be relevant nowadays. So find somebody someone who knows how to do the marketing, who knows all that stuff, or you could be like me, who just obsessively researches it. So
that's why you're doing numbers on the new song. Let's go.
Hey, that's what hey man, I get up in the morning, I make a pot of coffee, and I'm getting on YouTube and I'm typing in how to market a single, how to grow on YouTube. That's so just stuff like that, man. I think the strongest team, and if you look at guys like I brought this up before, Chance the Rapper, people think he blew up because he put free songs on SoundCloud. Well, a lot of people put free songs on SoundCloud. You can't stand out doing that. He had, it's not a secret. He had a machine behind him, but he had like social media managers. Mercury's the same thing. And if you I fully believe Tom McDonald does. I don't care what he says. I think he's either him and Nova actually are very knowledgeable of it. But there's nothing wrong with having like your social media guy be in the background if you have one. So one thing that like a lot of labels do, a lot of record labels, they'll have the business people like in the shadows. They're working behind the scenes. And it boosts the artist more because it's more about the artist. And when you look back with like Suge Knight and P. Diddy and how they were always kind of in the scene, they're in the spotlight.
Yep.
Nowadays it makes better sense for them to be in the shadows because it's more of the spotlight on the artist. And it just makes them look better in general, and it keeps people more aware as they grow. So no, when I say building a team, definitely have a variety of people. Because you can make great music, but you need somebody on the team that knows how to market it. If it's not you, booking agent, hint, hint, booking agent is definitely a must if you don't know how to book shows and you're trying to tour and all that. So yeah, hit up ATM on that.
Hit me up, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Devils and Chronic. We just got them moving. The dude that I met on the tour with had enough. So
you did J Rob's tour, right?
J Rob.
Yeah.
I got 918 Zach in my inbox right now. Man,
cool.
So much love in Tulsa, man. Like I really appreciate all of it, man. And I really fuck with the scene heavy down there. So
that's what everyone tells me. Everyone
had enough, everybody.
Well, everybody always like kind of gets burned out on their own city, so they need a break, so they want to hit the road. Mm-hmm. And everyone that's ever come here always tells me how much they love Tulsa. So shout out to Tulsa, man. So it's one when people don't want to come to a certain city anymore because they're like, nah, man, like all the fucking artists were stuck up, the people at the show, all of it was fucked up. And then everyone who comes to Tulsa speaks very, very highly of it. So that's something I've always noticed. So yeah,
Oklahoma City was a little bit. I would say I would rather go to Tulsa than Oklahoma City. It was just, I don't know, pretty dirty over there. But
Oklahoma City had a good run. But I think it kind of went through the same thing that Tulsa went through at one time. I think it was kind of like an up and down kind of thing. Oklahoma City, and I've said that I would hope Oklahoma City kind of gets the music venue situation under wrap. That's the biggest problem that's out there. But Norman, if you go to Norman, Oklahoma, they've got a play at the Deli or Red Brick Bar. I've always had a good time in Norman. And Norman's a college town too, so there's that. But
shout out Patch Flowers.
Patch Flowers, man. Shout out to Patch Flowers. Yeah, man. But no, man. Norman
I'm trying to get a show there for sure.
Does a open mic every Monday. It's where is it at? It's like called Bub. It's I'm trying to think of what place it is. It's Hookah Lounge. I can't remember the name. It's at a Hookah Lounge. They do it every Monday. And from what I've heard, it's
yeah. Cheyenne does it.
Yeah. I know she's the host.
Hubby Bubbly.
I think so. I think that's the name.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I've been meaning to come out to that, just come support it and all that stuff. So yeah, man. Let's bring the secondary guest on.
Yeah, talking about building teams and
what's goody?
What up, man?
What up?
So we got pronounce your name for some of us who Swim. I thought so. So it's kind of like swim with like a C and H in there. Swim. I'm fucking with you, bro.
Yeah, it's swim. It's junior based. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my regular last name, but I just like cut it into fourths. But yeah.
What's good?
Oh, yeah, man.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. I can just hear myself repeating. You got an earbud?
No, I don't.
Damn, that would kind of help.
Oh yeah.
So y'all can't hear me very well then.
I can hear you. It's
okay.
just that I repeat.
All right.
Aaron, help me out here.
You either got to get an earbud or you got to exit out.
All right, bet. Just holler at me later then.
All right, man.
All
right. My bad on that. Looks like he was mobile. That's a tough interview to do when when you can hear it repeating back at you.
No, yeah, looks like he was mobile, but shout out to Schwim, punk ass kid. He's one of the guys we run with, and he's really talented out of Topeka, Kansas. So.
Yeah, man. I think I met him for the first time when we did a show in Topeka.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Let's see. Well, we touched on the main topic. Is there any tips and suggestions you want to throw out? Let's see. We got about 10 minutes left.
Well, I would just say really just keep grinding and strive, and wherever you need help, you can hit up me, 93 Alive. I don't just book. Like, I can point you in the right direction. It's all about helping artists, and like we said, just kind of connecting pieces and connecting people. So if you need video, you need graphics, beats, whatever, shows, we're trying anything over here just to help out, and that's kind of just something to touch on. But super excited. We have something in April. I know we got something in April that we're going to announce soon. Tulsa. Yep. I'll be back in April, so a lot more details on that soon.
I'm working on the flyer. I have all the locals. I have all the local openers confirmed. So getting the flyer done pretty soon. It's just, the show is until April 23rd, so we got a while. So, after this March Massacre show, I'll get the flyer made. So we'll start the promotion. We'll start the announcement, and then You know.
Hey, there he is.
Then the promotion. The announcement always comes first. So
So whoever watches this and tunes in, you know that April
mhm.
23rd, there's something going on.
Corrosion, you're already on the show. Just let you know.
Yes, you're
Corrosion
in.
was he was like, do you need a DJ for April? I already have you on. Make sure you wrote that down this time, bro.
Keep a planner and calendar.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, not a knock, but yeah, that's another thing. Me and you, we won't name anybody, but you really got to have your shit together. You got to make sure you're not getting double booked. Make sure that you're not like, oh, I'm on that show, or hey, I didn't even know that was a thing, so I'm having dinner with my girlfriend or something. Like
Right.
come on, and don't make rap or hip hop an option. Don't make it a hobby if you're coming. That's what I feel like. If you're coming this way and you want to be really serious about it, if people just want to not play a show just because they don't feel like it, you got to have viable reasons and stuff. I mean, I just you don't want to mess with people that aren't serious or don't have at least some of the same goals or something as yourself.
Oh yeah, man. Let's talk about social media and digital distribution. Well, streaming platforms. Where can people find you?
So I'm pretty much everywhere, but you can find all my stuff on Spotify. My song "Speak It to Existence" it just hit 50K, and that was really
Nice.
cool achievement. I don't really care too much about numbers and stuff, but it was cool just to see that and reach. But Aaron Tyler Marmon ATM, that's where you can find me. But if you go to my Facebook page, my link tree's right there, and wherever you listen to music, you can kind of get shot to right over there and get to listen in. And I have my own website too on that link tree, so it's like 93andalive.com or something. But it's not like hadenough.com where it's up on here, but it's not that simple. ATM.com is probably already a thing, so.
Right on. Hell yeah, man.
For you,
What
man?
was
I know this is not your interview, but what's next for you? Just that March Massacre?
yeah, that's the next show. We're doing something this Sunday. It'll be the first of many. Local music network. It'll be at Lot 6 where I usually have my open mic. But I'm doing that just it's something we've always done. It's kind of like a meet and greet for the whole music scene. And so all the artists who are playing March Massacre, I think the only one who won't be there will be Frank Thompson because he just did a show in Florida, so his flight's coming in a little late. But that's all good, man. Yeah, I just he hit me up about it, and I just said, bro, it's all good, dude. You're out here doing cool things. So,
Right.
but no, they'll be there. If people need to sell the remaining tickets for the show, but above all, they can set up merch as well. But above all, it's just so people and Tulsa people, and then local artists of any genre can come to this, and people can meet new people, because I think we all get kind of caught up in our cliques. We kind of sometimes we forget that there's other artists there, there's other people. So it's just to get people connected, and not to mention there's a lot of new guys in the scene now, and so I kind of want them to. So I kind of want to make this a place to and then Corrosion will be DJing. He'll be playing some some background music and stuff like that, and the bar will be open. People can have drinks and then take pictures, go live, whatever they want to do. So it's it's basically a music network. It's something a lot of industry moguls do. They do it in Atlanta, they do it in California and New York and stuff like that. So I want to start kind of doing that more here. And and it's just a good like unity thing prior to the show. So and the show is right across the street from where this is at. So when you meet new people, and then they're like, "Hey, where's the March Massacre?" Well, it's right across the street. So
right there.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, when's that? I was like, well, it'll be this coming Saturday. So yeah, just a little extra, like networking opportunity. So I'm doing that this Sunday at Lot 6, and then we'll have the March Massacre at Blackbird and Pearl.
Cool.
And then I'm doing a little mini touring at the end of March. I haven't announced it yet. Everyone,
Ooh.
it's already been announced. I just haven't personally announced it myself. I wanted to get March Massacre out of the way, so that way it does all the promotion doesn't get cluttered. It's kind of like one at a time. But
Yeah, for sure.
so yeah.
Tomorrow night, we're in Omaha with Snake Lucci at the Omaha Lounge, and we got Bills and Spectrum. I have them on a 3-day
Nice.
dash tour right now. And then we have a 3-day run for Snake's new album too. It's going to be Omaha, Des Moines, and playing Illinois for the first time, so that's pretty cool. So that's March 10th, 11th, and 12th. So that's kind of in the next couple weeks what's going on for us, and more things to come, man. I'm excited. Working with Justin and Nice Enough on the Tabo shows with Nick.
Hell yeah.
So that's exciting. I think you guys are doing something for Tabo too.
Oh yeah. I love working with Nice Enough. So shout out to Straw.
Shout out to Straw and Nice Enough.
That's what
Nick Gibbs, all that.
Oh, I love Nick Gibbs. No, that's what the end of March is related to. Straws actually plays a big part in that. So but no, I like what Nice Enough does over in Omaha and what they're pretty much doing anywhere they go. And it's been a big influence to me on just kind of like taking Oklahoma's hip hop scene to like the next step.
I like what he's doing up there, and definitely watching with a lot of eyes, and we're all trying to do our stuff. But I love doing the joint ventures and working together. So it'll be cool to do something. Me and him been talking for over 6 months for trying to work out and do something. So being able to bring Tabo down here on his first little headliner would be awesome. So.
Oh yeah. But April will be a lot of touring. In fact, Mike Hall's band doing a show with them at TJ Leland's, which you helped me set that up.
Yeah. TJ Leland's, Cosmic Bean. Those are those guys too. Have them on a run too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, man. We'll go ahead and knock this off. Want to thank you again for coming, and man, it's been a great interview. So shout out to everybody in the chat and everything, man.
Thanks for having me. I had enough. And, we'll talk to you soon, man. And ATM 93 and Alive, appreciate everything going down in Tulsa, and had enough for having me tonight. And
Oh yeah, man. Well, you have a good night.
Yeah, man. Take care. Have a good dinner.
All right, too.
Later.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys, for tuning in. We've actually been trying to make this interview happen for about 2 weeks. Our schedules have been conflicting. I'm not going to go on another rant. I was really, man, this subject really had me in a zone where I just really wanted to chime in and stuff like that. Usually I try not to, but, yeah, man. So this was definitely a subject, a topic that, I don't know, got me into it. So, I'm going to try to make sure I highlight these remaining comments. Okay. Anyway, if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, I have some pretty cool, well, let's just say I have some consistent content coming, old and new. So let's do this, because I am trying to build up the YouTube channel, and I feel like a few of you guys are not subscribed. So let me grab my keyboard here. All right, so you'll type in "had enough." 918. Is it? Fucking Christ. Work. Okay, here we go. There we go. So yeah, youtube.com/had enough 918. But yeah, like I said, I have some pretty sweet amount of content coming. So I'm playing by YouTube rules. I'm trying to see if you're on the phone how you can access it, because I've told people they have I've noticed people have a hard time. Thanks to Breaking Benjamin, Papa Roach, and Michael Jackson finding me on fucking Instagram. Not Instagram, YouTube has been a fucking challenge. I think if you type in Had Enough Music, you can probably pull me up. No. Okay, well, fuck this. Okay, type in a song title of mine and you should be able to find my YouTube page. For those of you who are on YouTube, oh, Jesus. Fucking internet. I swear to God. But yeah, man. One of the I'm gonna end on this. As happy as I am with my artist name, sometimes I wish I picked a different one because I picked one that unfortunately was a song title of two of the most popular rock bands in the world. Papa Roach and Breaking Benjamin, and then Michael Jackson had to have a song called Had Enough. So maybe one day those keywords will work in my favor. Maybe one day. Anyway, guys, hey man, go ahead and call this off. Thank you guys for joining in. If anybody wants to be interviewed on this podcast, they have a cool story to tell, or they think they might have some tips and advice to help some up and coming artists, man, please let me know. We do this on StreamYard, which has made this whole process very simple. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this off. As much as I feel like I probably have more to talk about, I really don't. Oh. All right, shout out to Spades, just popped in last second on YouTube. Cool. All right, man. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Once again, hit up at hadenoughmusic.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't liked the Had Enough Artist page, definitely do that. Send me a friend request if you're on the personal Facebook page. I would say follow me on Twitter, but I barely use that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Until then.